Hello and welcome back to another video on the Rest Debate and to another edition of NXT Out of 10. And of course it is a big episode of NXT today because it's the first NXT since Deadline. So we've got all of the fallout from the two Iron Survivors Challenge matches. Obviously Obafemi becoming the new NXT champion, and obviously he's got a big date this weekend against Cody Rhodes. And after a quick recap of the show, we went live in the arena to the man himself, Femi, who celebrated regaining the title. He gave a promo in which he promised to defeat Rhodes on Saturday before he was interrupted by Ricky Saints. Saints congratulated him on his win, but he also said he isn't just going to back down again. He demands a rematch for the title before Javon came out to remind him he won the Iron Survivor Challenge and earned a title shot, and he didn't want to wait until January for it. He challenged Femi to put the title on the line tonight, but Saints said he should wait until it can be Saints v Evans for the title. Instead, Evans convinced him that it should be his turn, and Saints actually agreed with him. Femi agreed to give him the title shot tonight to win the segment. This is a surprising way to go with this, especially if the title match ends up happening. All three guys did a good job, but Evans was the standout. Moving on into the first match, Kalani Jordan versus Jordan Grace. The fight started in AR before Grace could even get to the ring. The Juggernaut overpowered Lani to take control early, but it didn't last long. Jordan kept finding ways to fight back and use her built-up aggression. The feud between the two has been building for weeks, and they did a good job selling the personal nature of their rivalry. Jordan was especially good while embracing her heel side. Grace avoided a short from the steel chair and fought out of a submission as she began building momentum, but it wasn't enough. Jordan ended up scoring a win after kicking Grace through the barricade and hitting a 450 splash for the pin. 6 out of 10 from me. Moving on then to Shylock Hill versus Lexis King. Blake Monroe came out and said she was going to host an open challenge with Ava's blessing. Several women came out to claim the title shot, but it was Hale who got there first. She made Monroe tap out to the Kimura, but the match didn't go underway, so there's no bell or ref. Then the segment just ended abruptly, and we went backstage for a weird interview with Shylock Hill before he went to the ring against Lexis Hill. Hill was amped up and managed to avoid King when he tried to attack him from behind. King took control after Hill's opening salvo, but the newcomer eventually started building up a head of steam. Hill took out his fake tooth and handed it to the ref, which must be, we know, taking things up a notch. Hill scored the win with a pretty simple finisher. This was energetic, but it wasn't enough to make it very good. This Hill kid has potential, but the fact his first real and middle names of Thunder Justice makes his fake WWE name that much more disappointing. So yeah, I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10. We then got Soul Rooker v Ren Sinclair. Ethan Page came out for a promo to brag about what he has accomplished in 2025. The lights dropped out and Tony D appeared behind him in the ring and dropped him with a spine buster. The next match saw Soul Rooker take on Ren Sinclair, who had Kendall Gray in her corner, but not Charlie Dempsey. There was a face-to-face match, so everything they did was relatively clean. They still made it feel competitive enough, though it was pretty short. Rooker got the win with a snarl such as Zaria was shown in the crowd looking upset. Fatal Influence came out and spoke to Sinclair and Gray after a break. JC Jane put Gray over before talking some trash and bragging about being more successful. I'll give it a 5 out of 10. As we then moved on to Femi v Evans in the main event, the battle was supposed to take place at New Year's Eve, but Eva booked a fatal 4-way with the other Iron and Survivor competitors determined he will face the winner of this match at the PLE. The young OG surprised Femi at first, but the powerhouse was able to get a springboard cutter. A big running knee on the face almost took him out. Evans stayed on the champ, trying to wear him down, but one big hand from Femi put him on the mat. These two always have a competitive match, and they work well together. If WWE keeps them around, this could be one of those feuds that defines their career. Evans came close to winning with a huge frog splash and again with a cutter, but the big man wouldn't stay down. Saints showed up and pulled the ref out of the ring when it looked like Evans was about to win. Evans took him out and allowed Femi to recover to get the win. A good match, but the stuff with Saints is a little weird. But it's not clear if this is supposed to be a full heel turn or not. And, you know, where it all goes. Yeah, in a way it felt rushed, but in a way it didn't make sense. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. Overall, NXT this week gets a 6 out of 10 from me. I think it did a decent job kind of summarising Deadline. Obviously felt a bit rushed with that Evans and Femi thing, but they did a great job. You know, Saints in the mix as well keeps it interesting. So yeah, there is a lot of intriguing stuff on there, and I think, you know, we are slowly building nicely into the I'll give it a 6 out.
Guys, that's it for this video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe, follow us on our socials, link in the description below for daily wrestling news, meme and content. Subscribe to our other channels on screen right now, that'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace out.